Hey everyone, welcome back. Kelly here. This month we will be exploring a painting discipline and we're going to be painting with tissue paper. We will also learn a little bit about the style of pop art and world famous artist Romero Britto. So I'm excited to get started. Let's go ahead and get the kids. Well, we're back and we have our artists with us once again. Aslan and Rhapsody, say hi.
Hi.
And today, guys, we're going to learn about an artist. His name is Romero Britto. And this is a picture of what he looks like. He lives in Florida, but he was actually born in Brazil. And he's done a lot of famous artwork. And I wanted to just take a minute and show you guys some of the artwork that he's done.
That's a fish.
A fish, yeah. Do you notice something about his style? What do you think? What do you think he likes to make pictures of?
Different patterns, tons of colors.
Different patterns and colors.
And they're all mixed up with all kinds of colors.
I see a fish, a cat, a butterfly, a dog.
Well, we're gonna do some art that's inspired by Mr. Britto. He is, the style that he uses is called pop art. He uses a lot of imagery that is common and popular. And so I did a little sample of a little owl, which this is a very popular image that we see a lot right now. Would you like to do an owl? Or would you like to do your own?
I want to do an owl.
I want to do my own.
You want to do your own? Okay. Well, the first step is we have to decide how we're going to organize our paper. If we want it to be, this is landscape where it's long-wise, and this is called portrait, where the length of the paper runs up and down. So how do you want to do your picture? Do you want to do it portrait style or landscape style?
Portrait.
Okay, so Aslan's gonna do landscape and you're gonna do portrait, okay? And Aslan, you wanted to do your own work, and Rhapsody, you wanted to learn how to make the owl? Okay, well Aslan, you can take your pencil and go ahead and start drawing whatever you'd like to. And Rhapsody, let me show you. You're gonna use the pencil and I'm gonna use a black crayon to show you how to do it, okay? So the first thing you wanna do is draw a giant U on your paper like this, okay? Draw a giant U.
Right in the middle?
Right in the middle. Very good. And now we want to do a little curved line across the U like this. This kind of makes the top of our owl, see? And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give our owl a little eyebrow. And owls have really big eyes. So let's draw two big circles. I like to draw a big solid black dot for the pupils of the eye. Okay, and when you use your color, you can color that in. And then let's make some little spokes that come out from the pupil, like that. And owls have little triangle noses. This is kind of like their little beak. And then we're going to draw another little curved line right there. Okay, and now you can fill in this part with hearts or triangles or squiggles or circles. I'm gonna do a different little pattern. And this is gonna kind of look like little feathers. Okay, next we wanna give our owl some wings. Very good, and now we want to give our owl some legs. So we'll draw a little legs, and I draw little hearts on the bottom. And now we can do a pattern around our owl. You can draw lines, tree branches, anything that you like. I'm gonna do maybe a cloud pattern. Something like that. So once the children have drawn the picture that they like in pencil, they're going to take that black crayon and press real firmly over the pencil lines that they would like to keep. And the wax crayon is actually going to resist our next step, which is tissue paper painting. How can you paint with tissue paper? Do you know? This is going to be really fun, and you're going to have a lot of fun with this. So what I want you to do is lift up your papers, and I'm going to lay some napkins or paper towels down here. Let's see, okay. You ready? You can lay your paper right on top, and Aslan, you need some napkins too. Why don't you lift up your paper, and we'll put some napkins under that. Because we're going to use a lot of water, and so the papers are going to get really wet. All right, you can go ahead and lay it down. All right, now this right here is very special tissue paper. This is not just everyday, ordinary, run-of-the-mill tissue paper. This is bleeding art tissue. When you get it wet, all of the beautiful colors start to bleed out of the paper. So you can use scissors if you like, but today I think we're just gonna tear the paper. So Aslan, let me give you half, and Rhapsody, I'll give you half. And you can pick the colors that you love and start tearing them into small pieces.
That we can fit on our picture?
That's right. And don't worry about your lines so much. You can overlap them. It doesn't have to match up your lines perfectly. You can just tear pieces and kind of lay them down. And this is a good size piece right here. You don't want the pieces to be too small. You want them to be about this size. Does that sound good? That's a good size piece right there as well. All right, so guys, as you're tearing your tissue paper and placing it onto your picture, what I want you to do is take your watercolor brush and get some water on it. All right, just regular water is all we're using, and you're actually going to wet the tissue paper with your brush. And you're gonna kind of stick it to the paper, but you need to use a nice, generous amount of water, okay?
Ooh, that looks...
And the water will help it to stick to the paper, and that's what you want it to do. We want the water to stick to the paper. Perfect, Aslan. That's perfect. And don't be afraid to use a lot of water. All right, well, the kids are putting their final finishing touches on their tissue paper painting process. We have to allow the paper to dry so that the pigments will fully soak into the paper. The wax crayon will actually resist the wet pigments, and it'll show up really bright against all of the color that we've laid down. So we're gonna leave these for a few minutes and let them dry, and then we will be back to remove the paper. Okay, well, we've let a little bit of time pass and our tissue paper paintings are dry, so it's time for the big reveal. Are you ready to remove your tissue paper? All right, very carefully start to take off all of the pieces of tissue paper. All right, look at that. Very cool, Aslan. Did you guys have fun with that tissue paper painting?
Yes.
So did I. It was a lot of fun. Beautiful colors, aren't they? Yes, so much fun. Well, we hope you guys have had fun at home too, and we will see you next time.
We love Kelly Kits!
Bye-bye.